Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of From the District with State Senator Suzanne Weber, whose chair is currently working.
My chair is currently working, but let me tell you, as I was sitting here earlier this morning, all of a sudden I dropped out of sight. So if I suddenly drop out of sight, it's because my chair has once again decided that it doesn't want to work.
Well, so is your staff.
Martin.
We are at the point in session where we just none of us want to work, and we are ready to just throw away the keys and drive away, and we're just
it's hilarious because you get on the elevator in the building and everybody has this starstruck look, and it's like, oh, we've been here for months already, haven't we? Yeah. Oh yeah, just 2 weeks.
At least 6 months, right? I mean,
and everywhere you go, there's a sign that says so many days until Oregon is safe from the Oregon Legislature.
Yeah. You
got to find humor in it.
I used to be. I'm not a Facebook guy anymore. I'm not there very much. My wife posts pictures of our kids, and I get tagged in them, and that's like the extent of my activity on Facebook. But I used to post when I was more active there. I post at the end of every session, marked safe from the 81st legislative session.
Yes.
Okay. We have, it is that part of the session where things are moving. And we were just talking earlier, this is your last legislative session in the legislature. And you're going out with a bang because almost all of your bills, in fact, all of your bills are moving.
Isn't that a miracle?
Yeah,
though?
Well, they're all moving at the same time, which is causing me no small level of stress. So we want to go through these because they are in various positions. Some of them are in their original house. Some of them are in the second house. Some of them have already passed committee, but they're in Ways and Means. And if they come out of Ways and Means, they don't really have to go through the committee section of the second house. But we want to let everybody know where they are, tell them a little bit about each one of the bills so that they can give us a hand in getting these things passed. So let's start out with one that we feel really good about. One of the repeat bills we've talked about beforehand, so we're going to make it quick. Senate Bill 1504, which would allow for the provision of epinephrine in schools by methods other than injections.
Yes.
45-second recap of that bill.
Well, at this point in time, epinephrine is allowed in schools, but it's only in the EpiPen, so it's in injection only. Well, because of scientific, advancements, you can now get epinephrine that is sublingual under your tongue, or you can get it so that it's a nasal spray. And all of these things work a lot more quickly, but they're not allowed in schools because of a bill that was passed, only delineating the EpiPen. So I had a young lady write a letter to me, write a letter to President Wagner, and as a result, we formulated this bill to allow this and other medical advancements to be considered in the future, especially surrounding things like epinephrine.
Yeah. And super simple bill, changes it so that instead of saying a specific delivery method, it says pre-measured dose. So you get a pre-measured dose in an EpiPen, or pre-measured dose in a nasal spray, in a pill form, in a hammer upside the head. However it can be delivered by medical science, it can be done.
And the really neat thing was this young lady, she's a junior in high school, has followed this. I mean, she pushed it. She complained to her mother about it, and her mother said, well, do something about it. And she reached out in letters, and she was in the Capitol again this week and testifying on this bill as in the House, because it's gone through the Senate.
Yeah.
Now we'll get it through the House. Now we're going to make a difference in kids' lives.
I've said before, I'm going to say it again. This young lady sent a concept for this bill that was more thought out, more researched than some of the lobbyists with law degrees send us.
Yes.
It was just really, really impressive. She's got a bright future ahead of her. Here's where this bill is. As you mentioned, it passed the Senate unanimously.
Yes.
Very common sense bill, so no surprise. It's had its public hearing. So that has already happened in the House. So it's passed the Senate, had its public hearing in the House. It's going to have a vote, God willing, in committee on the 24th. It is in the House Committee on Healthcare. So the only thing you can do, folks, to help us out on this would be just if you want to go to olis.org and legislature.gov and look up the House Healthcare Committee.
Right.
You just email the members of them and ask them to vote yes on Senate Bill 1504. That's assuming
that would be appreciated.
Assuming we get this actually out by the 24th. Otherwise, you can still encourage any member of the House to vote yes on SB 1504. So that is Senate Bill 1504. Our next one that we want to talk about, I'm going to skip that one for now. The next one we want to talk about is Senate Bill 1561.
My favorite.
Yes, requires local governments to approve restoration or replacement of dwellings rendered uninhabitable under an alternative process that is not a land use decision. 45 seconds, go.
This is a bill that was born out of heartbreak, and it does allow for replacement dwellings. We had a family in the Scappoose area who lost their family home, but they, in the process, lost their daughter and their 2 grandchildren and their pets in this fire. And then they went to rebuild and couldn't find the original building permit, because the building had been built in 1977, and so Multnomah County said they were going to have to take about 2.5 years to get the permits in line to rebuild. This is hogwash.
Right. Big problem, and that is I believe the insurance company was saying you need to rebuild it within a year, or we're
the insurance company was going to pull the plug on them. They were going to get nothing.
Right. So this bill also has passed the Senate. Passed
this week.
Everybody that was there. You had 2 folks excused, but 28 people voted aye. So again, essentially a unanimous pass of the Senate. It is scheduled to be heard in the House Committee on Housing and Homelessness on Tuesday, the 24th at 3 p.m. So you can register to testify at olis.org and legislature.gov, or you can just submit written testimony at the same place. Just click submit testimony and you can fill everything out. If you do want to register to testify, you can do it in person if you happen to be in Salem, or you can do it via Microsoft Teams or via your telephone.
And we did build some extra things into the bill. There has to be notification of all of the neighbors so that they're on board. But there's not an appeal process with this. And that is something that, extends the time limit for everything you want to do. It also, because of current building codes and things, allows them to be able to rebuild at 125%. So they could expand the footprint of their dwelling.
Right. But not, they can't double it.
Not double. No.
They're going a little bit bigger, but not huge. Okay. Excellent. That is Senate Bill 1561A. A, because it was amended. I did have some good negotiations around the bill with some folks who had some concerns, and that's what the legislature is for, right? That's what the process is for. Everybody gets together in a room, sorts out the problem, and comes up with a solution that everybody can live with. That's the sort of stuff we like to see. Again, this is the House Committee on Housing and Homelessness. It is scheduled for a public hearing on the 24th, and it is already scheduled for a vote on the 26th.
Yes.
So good news there. Once that gets out of committee, it'll go to the House floor, God willing. And again, if that gets a vote, it's off to the governor.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Now let's again talk about HB, going to some House bills.
House bill.
HB 4112, which increases the lottery allocation made for outdoor school programs. 45 seconds for it.
Well, funding is always something that outdoor school has to worry about. And the value of the program is so great that we cannot diminish what we have already established and what our kids and our school districts have come to expect. So we're asking that the funding be there so that these kids can go to outdoor school. I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. When people look at all of that they have gained from outdoor school, the experiences, the friends, it's something that needs to be funded.
Absolutely. This is a bipartisan, bicameral bill.
Yes.
You partnered with Representative Hudson, who's a Democrat in the House, to restore this funding. It has passed out of the House committee where it began.
Yes.
It passed unanimously, bipartisan. It is currently sitting in the Ways and Means Committee,
Right.
which is where all good bills go to die.
Unfortunate.
So we are. This is one that's given me a bit of heartburn. So what we need everybody to do is reach out respectfully, politely to the Joint Committee on Ways and Means co-chairs. That would be
Yes.
Representative Sanchez and
Senator
Lieber.
Right.
And ask them to bring this bill up because it's a priority.
If you have gone to outdoor
I was
school,
just
if your
gonna say that.
children have gone to outdoor school, if you realize the value of everything that they gained there, we don't want to lose that.
Right.
Last time I visited an outdoor school was up in Rockaway, and I learned things, let me tell you, in the day that I was there. And so the ability to be able to connect with people and to continue learning in a different way is so valuable.
When I did it, we were still at Camp Merriweather, the old Boy Scout camp. I think
Did you have a hill you had to climb or something there?
Yeah, I was younger then, and less fat, so it was easier, but still hard. So I was going to say, if you have been to outdoor school, you have a family who have been to outdoor school, family member who's been to outdoor school, I tell you, what really hits home for a lot of these legislatures is stories. Do you have stories about how it changed your life, how it changed your kid's life, how it really turned them around to get focused on learning?
Yes.
Tell those stories. They're going to matter.
Connection. Yes.
So
the stories matter.
The two people that you want to reach out to, Senator Kate Lieber, Representative Tana Sanchez, they really are the ones who decide what bill come up, what bill doesn't. And here's the thing. We need advocacy on these things because there isn't an endless stream of money like maybe there has been the last few years. So the co-chairs are having to make some tough calls. Wouldn't want to be in their position.
Yeah, we don't know what they are yet. I just want to say that.
Right. So, but now's the opportunity. That was the opportunity to say we want HB 4112 funded. Respectfully, politely, with stories, if you can have them. Okay. Another one, your big one, probably your legacy maker here, HB 4148, which allows for city and county services to, well, let's put it this way. It changes the division of the amount of
the allocation, right.
Right.
It changes the allocation formula.
There has been an amendment on this.
Yes.
Tell us about it because it really is important.
Well, the amendment is extremely important because, you know, we have had to work with Oregon restaurant and lodging people over this since 2003. The allocation has been 70-30. 70% of the transient lodging tax goes to encouraging more tourists to come to our state, while 30% is used basically for what they want, and it's usually the result of what tourism impacts our area with. Well, that's not enough. So we had originally 40-60, turned it around. 60% goes to be able to not encourage tourists, but to deal with the results of tourism. And, then the 40% went to attracting more tourists. Well, we have this stacked up into the past also as to how the funds allocated before 2003 were distributed. So we came to on an agreement at that Orla, Oregon Restaurant and Lodging people, are now neutral on, which is a 50-50 distribution. And it's a 50-50 distribution of the total amount that is going to be collected for transient lodging tax. You know, there are states, high tourism states in this country who do not do this, do not allocate this out. And 100% of it goes to the municipalities or the counties or the states to deal with tourism. And they are the highest tourism states in the country.
Right.
And this, you know, that we have a huge workforce connected with our tourism, but we also have the impacts of what tourism brings to our area. And I think I said last week that, you know, the graph says tourism is continuing to go up in the state of Oregon, but what's happening in our municipalities and our counties is staying flat about tourism services. So,
right. Well, the fact that Orla, Oregon Restaurant and Lodging Association, is neutral on this is a huge deal. This has been, you know, you've had a really good relationship with Orla for a long time, but this was one where you really came, I want to say came to blows, because, I mean, there were times that we got pretty frustrated with each other. And
there was yelling. Yes,
there was
yelling. Calling names.
Yep.
There was hijinks in the background. Yes.
Yep. It was rough.
There was the ironic moment at Orla's reception where they, you know, were supporting the workforce in tourism, but they had robots cruising the crowd, picking up dishes. And so what was that doing for, what was that doing for our workforce?
Well,
they weren't there.
They weren't there.
They were on the controls of the robot. So anyway, mixed messages out of Orla, but I think that coming to neutral on this is a good thing.
Yep. You know, they've got reasons for what they do. That's none of our business.
But you know, and we used in the city a lot of our transient lodging tax for law enforcement.
Yeah.
Because of the impact, you know.
That's the thing, is that in places like Tillamook or in Seaside or in Astoria, you know, we don't have giant budgets.
Right.
It's paying employees and paying police, right? I mean, that's the big thing, and our roads, and
right, and making sure you have enough restrooms.
Yeah,
I mean, when you think about places that have public restrooms, and you see the price on their budget for toilet paper of $55,000 a year, should that be coming out of your local taxpayers who live there year round?
Well, if it is, I would like to put a word in for higher quality toilet paper. having been to those public restrooms in a pinch. Yeah. Anyway, we've come. You know, we've reached a détente.
Yes, we have.
We're not 100% happy with it, but it's an improvement. Orla's not 100% happy with it, but it's not as bad as they were afraid it could be. That's what the legislature is for. You come together with a problem, you hammer out a solution, and that is what we've done. Here's where we're at. The bill has passed out of the Senate Revenue Committee. It has.
Wait a minute. It's just still in the House.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
It's okay. House, Senate, House, Senate.
Passed out of the House revenue.
House revenue.
House revenue. This is where Katie gets mad at me when we say the wrong things and she can't edit it out.
Yeah.
House revenue the House Revenue Committee has passed it out, is headed to the House floor. So we're just waiting for that to get scheduled.
Yes.
There's
I know we're on pins and needles. You're just sitting there waiting.
Right. So if you look at something to email over this to support this bill, email the Speaker of the House, Julie Fahey, and ask her to bring this bill up as soon as possible. So because it has to then go to the Senate. Likely revenue, go through the committee process there, and then head to the Senate floor. And we're
running out of time.
Low on time. Very, very low on time.
Yes, and we got squeezed out in the long session.
Yep.
And this is important for our municipalities.
Right. Okay. So those are. Oh no, we have one more. I'm sorry.
No, we have one more.
One we have not talked about yet, but we want to talk about a little bit. Senate Bill 1524, which creates an allocation of lottery dollars to support horse racing events and facilities. Now, some people may start thinking, why would we spend money on horse racing? Tell us about this bill.
Well, horse racing is an economic driver, especially in the counties that are listed in the bill. And Tillamook is one of those counties that it is listed in. And where horse racing occurs is our Tillamook County Fair. And our fairs are always in need of additional money to be able to maintain. And this is another, it brings people, it brings horses, it brings economics, it employs a lot of people. It continues to improve our fairgrounds. And you got to realize about safety and all of these things. I would hate to see this bill fail because I worry about the future of horse racing. And we don't have dog racing anymore.
Right.
We have lost the Boersmas in Southern Oregon to Arizona.
Right.
And we need to be able to maintain this part of our economy.
So this bill would essentially provide some funding.
And it's not a lot of funding.
It is 0.3% of the lottery dollars. This is a small amount of money. But it would go to. It's not going to go to private. Like if they opened a horse racing, I don't even know if they have private racing anymore. But it's at fairgrounds, and it's only at the fairgrounds in Crook County, Josephine County, Tillamook County, and Union County.
Yes.
And it's for all the things around what you would need to run a horse track, right?
Maintenance of
safety equipment, maintenance for the fairground tracks, because the idea of these horse racing tracks was this is based around permanent horse racing, right? These tracks are used for a lot of things.
Yes,
they're used for numerous things throughout the year, and really for horse racing, like a few days a year, but they have to be maintained. So this would give a small amount of money to a few of the counties to maintain horse racing, because that does bring a great deal of economic activity over the course of
it does.
Small amount of days. This has
you look at the attendance at the fair on the days they have horse racing. It's huge.
Yeah.
And those people are also then supporting all of the rest of the booths around it with food and awareness of different things, and it's invaluable.
Yeah. So this is Senate Bill
one piece of the puzzle that needs to stay in place.
Right. Senate Bill 1524. So it has already passed out of committee in the Senate, passed unanimously. So both parties. I'd note Senator Robinson, who votes no on most things with spending money, has voted yes on that.
Yes.
It's for those of us who are super conservative on fiscal issues. One of the most conservative fiscal senators in the Senate voted yes. But now it again goes to Ways and Means, and we're stressed a little bit about that.
Yes, we are.
So again, reach out to Senator Lieber and Representative Sanchez. Ask for Senate Bill 1524 to be brought up before the Ways and Means Committee,
right,
so that it can be
perfect.
So that it can be funded. That would be a very, very good thing. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Time out. Pause. I misspoke. It has passed out of. So this is 3 committees.
Wait a minute.
It passed out of the Senate Commerce and General Government Committee. It then got referral to Finance and Revenue. So it has a public hearing scheduled for that on Monday the 23rd. So if you could,
I have that on my list.
You do?
I have that on my list to testify for.
Yes. So if you would like to testify in favor of 1524, SB 1524, to support horse racing, particularly in Tillamook County, but in any of those counties, you can go to just search for SB 1524 on olis.oregonlegislature.gov. And again, as we always say, you can submit testimony in writing if you would prefer. It doesn't have to be very long. Couple sentences, even one sentence says "Good bill should pass."
Yes,
that counts. Or you can register to testify if you want to testify in person, virtually, or via the phone. But do note, then it has to go to Ways and Means.
Right.
So,
and then we have hope.
When it goes to these joint committees, once it passes, it doesn't have to go through the committee process and the full committee process on the other side. So it can go pretty quick, but it has to go through the process.
Yes, it does.
So that is where that one is.
Yeah, there's a roadmap where all of these things go, and it you know, sometimes you get to junctions that are quite uncertain. But
this is unfortunate, we ended up with 3 committees on this that we had to have SB 1524. Okay, those are your bills. Let's talk about kind of the elephant in the room that everybody's talking about.
1599.
SB 1599. We are recording this at 9 a.m. on Saturday, the 21st. We had a fun situation yesterday in that they were going to bring up SB 1599
it was
for
going
a
to come
vote
to the floor of the Senate for a vote.
And so
I
right
can't
now,
tell you all the machinations that happened, but let me tell you, there were people running all over that floor.
Yeah,
it was a great. We have been bargaining all week long, and you know, we did take an afternoon off to give people the opportunity to continue bargaining on this bill.
So 1599, for those who aren't paying attention to this, it moves the referral on the giant gas tax that was passed last
the initiative on it.
It was referred to the ballot by voters. It was referred to the November ballot. Democrats realized that could sink some of their
ships are going to go down, maybe.
Who are in really, really tight races. So they want to move it to the May primary, which won't really affect them. And we'll just have fewer people voting. I think they accept the fact that it will fail no matter which one it's on.
Well, it's got to come out of the Senate first.
Right. So
and it's been delayed several times.
They need 16 votes to do that. Yeah. There are 18 Democrats in the Senate. One of the Democrats, Senator Meek, has said he will not vote for it. He will vote no. That means and also yesterday, Senator Solomon was gone. We have not heard how she's going to vote, I don't believe. So that put them at 16. The fact that they did not bring that bill up for a vote says to me there is somebody else.
Didn't have the vote.
There is somebody else who's saying no. And we don't know who it is. We thought maybe it was Senator Golden, but he's reportedly said that he will vote for it. That was in the news. So we don't know who it is, but somebody's holding out on that one. So they have kicked that bill.
And so, we spent a great deal of time on the floor yesterday.
You did, doing nothing.
That's right. And and we caucused before, and we caucused in the middle. And then when we were adjourned for the day, all of the Democrats were going quickly to their caucus room because they had a lengthy caucus. Well, it could have been lengthy. I don't know, their cars were still there when I left, caucus or not. But there were some decisions that needed to be made by them.
Well,
if they wanted to continue. But there are some big dates looming on, because it leaves the Senate. It's got to go to the House.
It does, and the big date is February 25th.
Yes,
as Secretary of State Tobias Reed has said, if that bill is not signed by the 25th, he is not going to have time to print the ballots that have to get sent for the military overseas. For the
well, there's the voters. Yeah, there's the pamphlet, the voters pamphlet that is also involved in this, and all of that takes time.
It does. So I quite frankly would be very shocked if this is successful, because now they've moved this bill to the 23rd, so Monday the 23rd. Assuming that actually happens, then it will go to the House. I guess they could hold the House floor open and run it over and vote to suspend the rules and vote it that day. They're going to have to suspend the rules no matter what they do here, because but it has to go to committee, so it has to get so it passes out of committee.
So many more hoops it has to jump through before it gets to that date.
I'm looking at it. So if it goes, we're just talking this through. You guys vote for it on the 23rd, and it gets sent to they would have to have a floor for first reading, right? And so then it would have to go to committee. I mean, honestly, the earliest the committee is going to vote for it is the 24th at the earliest. Then it's got to go to their floor for second reading. They could then suspend the rules and immediately read it a third time and then pass it on the 24th. That would be, so if they do not pass it on the 23rd, if they do not pass it on it would be very, very difficult. I'm not saying it's possible.
There's some other obstacles too, and that is the House is reading the bills. The Senate has not been reading the bills. Reading the bills means that they read them out loud before they vote on them.
That is true, but what I suspect will happen in this situation,
they can suspend that.
They will suspend the rule to move 1599 to the top of the calendar. That's what I suspect they will do. But we have no insight into what's happening in the House Republican caucus.
No.
They haven't burned any of their 10 days under the
right. They have not.
They could just not show up for 2 days and it's effectively kill the bill. They could. There is, I would not at all be surprised if this bill just gets tanked. Now, not saying that it's definitely gonna show up on your November ballot. They have other ways, and I wouldn't put it past them, including a special election. But we will see how that goes. But now, it is it's sitting in the Senate, and
we have some very dramatic moments over this whole thing.
It was dramatic, but it was also not dramatic because all we were doing is sitting there.
Well, nobody is
Senate will
testifying.
stand at ease. Senate will stand at ease. Senate will stand at ease.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm ready with my testimony.
yep.
I'm going to back up my constituents.
Yep. Who a lot of them said that they
Yes.
want to vote on this in November.
Yes.
Senator, I think that is all the.
I think that's it.
Do you have any parting words?
Well, you know,
running out of the end.
well, yesterday we had the SGR on Aaron Woods, who passed away from cancer.
Senator
And,
Aaron,
and that was that took a lengthy testimony. His family came from Colorado and different places in the United States to be able to be there. And that is this week has been honoring a lot of people who have passed away. And it's a really nice thing that they do.
Yeah. We also got word yesterday that Senator Rod Monroe passed away. I don't believe he was I think he left the legislature just right before you came in. I think he was there in 2019.
I think so.
But he was a I'm just looking at his Wikipedia page now. He was in the House from 1977 to 1981, then in the Senate from 81 to 89, and then he went to serve on Metro from like 93 to 2004, and then he came back to the Senate in 2007 to 2019. So
quite a political career. Yes,
he did. I remember Senator Monroe because he wasn't like a super moderate, but he was, when I was doing work for real estate political lobbying, he was against rent control. He was against rent control and would refuse to vote for rent control. And Shamia Fagan, we all remember.
Shamia.
Ran against him in the primary, and went to his church and picketed his church. Her supporters picketed his church over rent control. It was some of the slimiest tactics I've ever seen. Yeah. It was so terrible, and I had such respect for Senator Monroe because he would not change his core beliefs on this important issue. Guy wasn't a moderate by any means.
Yeah,
he was a Metro counselor,
yes.
But he just felt strongly about this. Would not toe the party line, and he lost his seat for it.
Yeah.
So, God rest his soul.
Yes.
Senator Wood's soul. Always hate to see folks pass away. Senator Monroe was not a young man. He was well into his 80s, but Senator Woods was, and cancer took him far too.
But it was so nice to see all of his family there yesterday, to be able to honor him and listen to the accolades that everyone professed for him. I mean, even I got up and spoke.
He was a good guy.
He was a good guy. Yes.
Disagreed with him a lot, but a good guy.
Yes.
So there we are. Senator, anything else as we wrap up?
Nope. I get to help with steaming oysters for 200 tonight and clams. Doesn't that sound like fun? I can hardly wait.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind being there to eat them, but cooking them.
Crab feed. Yes.
It's a crab feed, cigarette crab feed.
Which is something we need to talk about when we talk next week. But next week, I know we've run out of time here, but we need to talk about the crab fishermen.
Yes, good point. Let's put that on our notes for next week.
Yes.
We will have another, I'm looking at my calendar right now. We'll have another one of these next week, and we'll probably have one more after that as a wrap up for the legislative
session.
And then we will go back into our monthly cadence of these.
Yes.
And we'll take a little break and be back in April. So, all right, Senator.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You as well. You take the rest of Saturday off.
Well,
other than cooking oysters.
I'll cook oysters.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you next week.